Welcome to another episode of Learn and Live podcast, where we find dope entrepreneurs that do dope things. I am your host, Jeremy B, and this is my co-host, Trevon Jamerson. And today we have a very special guest by the name of, I call it Kira, but people know it as Zakira. So, welcome, man. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Good,
I'm
good.
doing pretty good. It's crazy because I've known Kira since she was a baby. So I used to change her diapers and me and Kira been cool for a very long time. But no, on a serious note, I've known her for about 5 to 6 years. And, just seeing her growth from when I first met her to now, is dope. It's very, very dope. So I'm interested in this conversation, to see what happened, man. What's going on with you? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I just moved back from Louisiana, so it was a lot of difficulties moving back. Um, so I'm just in a groove right now, getting things together, not giving up on my dream, still pushing.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us Zakira. Zakira. I said it right, right?
Wait, hold on. Before we move forward, Louisiana, didn't they had a flood not too long ago, right?
Yeah, that's why I moved.
Family.
Yeah.
So everybody's good down there though.
Yeah, everybody good. It's just a lot of damage. Like property damage is a lot of damage. So can't find apartments, jobs really not, rolling in. So people moving in either Texas, Florida, Georgia, stuff where you got, jobs rolling in, money coming in.
Okay, so talk to me, man. Look, I don't know nothing about you, so tell me some things about you. Tell me what's going on with you.
Well, I am a young entrepreneur. I started my business about, I want to say 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. I was actually going through a really bad breakup. So I didn't want to be in the house by myself. So I had a lot of time to think, what I wanted to do, what pushed me to do things I wanted to do. So I picked up a makeup brush and I got to work. And then, it just got a lot of good feedback. And I figured out when I'm doing that, nothing else is really on my mind. It's just like I'm in my zone, doing my makeup, making money.
Okay, so before any of that happened, tell us a little bit about your childhood. Like, what? I know you just saying just wake up and just like I want to be an entrepreneur. Tell us, start us from the beginning.
Growing up, I was always back and forth from state to state. My mom always had us from Louisiana to Florida to Arkansas, from to Louisiana to Florida to Arkansas. So I didn't have like a stable childhood. So when we actually moved to Florida, we ended up moving to Inwood. And, my mom was in the church, my grandma was in the church. You've seen a lot of things behind closed doors, and you see what you want it to be and what you didn't want to be, And so growing up, I always had the mindset, I'm going to be different. My life not going to be unstable. It's going to be stable to the point where I don't have to go into work if I don't want to. I'm going to be my own boss. So that always stayed in my mind. That's why I never, growing up, you did a little here and there trouble, but I never did like something that can jeopardize who I am as a person. So growing up, it wasn't really stable. So that's why I have the mindset I have now to be stable, because a lot of people don't have a mindset to be stable. So I feel like stability is everything.
So did you work a job before you like actually started getting into makeup?
Oh yeah, I was working a couple jobs. I was actually in school at Cookman. So for the 2 years I was doing my makeup, I was in school. I was working at Tommy Hilfiger, the outlet, and I was working at Champs. And still making time for my studies, still making time for my business. And I think that's what pushed me the most, because you don't see that often. Like people keeping a job, working in school, and being like on a business too. And it's not easy, but when you got the mindset to know, to like push past everything, it comes pretty easy.
So you say you went to Cookman. When you went to Cookman?
I started Cookman 2018.
I was gone. So I went to Cookman 2016, but I ended up leaving. I went for business administration, but after sitting through certain classes, I just realized that it was like, I'm sitting here to actually try to own a business, and you're a teacher. Like, how you gonna teach me
how to own a business?
So it was like I ended up leaving, and I didn't just jump into my entrepreneur journey right after. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I just knew I didn't want to just be a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not saying that, okay, you go to school, you drop out, or if you don't go to school, you're a nobody. But again, growing up, you see who you want to become and who you don't want to become. And, I've been through a lot of stuff people don't know about. And it's like, okay, I know for a fact that I don't want the next generation that,
Same.
you feel me, that's going to go through this. So I do a lot of what I do for my nieces and all my nephews and my mother and stuff. But, yeah, so makeup. How did it start? You say you was going to school and you was making time for your studies and everything else. When you just picked up a brush, was it just like I'm good at this, or was it like did it?
It was I'm good at that. Like, because I started doing it when I was 15.
Okay.
And in my mind, I was like, there's something I like to do, but you always got to think bigger, something that's going to make you stable in life. So I went to school for nursing. And when I was in Cookman, I was doing the nursing program. And after my first year, I left Cookman. And that's when I realized I was like, I really don't want to be a nurse. I want to be my own boss, because being like working a job, not saying it's wrong for people that work a job, but working a job, you have a lot of restrictions on yourself. So it's like, I didn't want that. And watching my people have restrictions, working a 9 to 5, or you can't do this on weekends because you got to work. That's just, I'm the type of person, I don't like being restricted. So I never wanted restrictions on me. So when I started, when I was 15, I always kept that mindset, but I always, I just had to think of something bigger. So when I went back to Cookman that following year, I was like, this is something I'm good at and nobody really expected. So let me just see if I still got it. It was that type of thing. So I picked up a brush and I did what I did, and it just brought so much comfort. Like, it gave me an escape. I don't know if y'all ever have like an escape that you go through. Like, it gave me an escape to where I didn't have to worry about nothing. It was just me and my brushes.
Elaborate on restrictions. What do you mean by restrictions when working a job?
When I say restrictions of working a job, like I said, you can't say, if you have a family, you plan something, and that weekend you gotta work. You have restrictions. They're basically telling you what you can and can't do in your free time, versus being an entrepreneur and making your own business and your own. Yeah, you have to sacrifice sometimes, but you always work hard now to get greater later. So if I work hard now, when I get older and I do have kids, I want to do stuff with my family, I'm not going to have those restrictions. That my kids are not going to grow up like me, being held down on restrictions. Or I can't see my mama one weekend because she working, or I can't see my stepdaddy another weekend because he working, or we can't go to Aquatica because everybody working. So it's like, I didn't want that to be my future. And a lot of things that I do now, I do it for my future kids. Even though I don't have any, that's what I think about, because there is a next generation coming after us.
So was there, like, did your parents force you to college, and was it kind of like a decision you made on your own?
I gotta be careful because my mom will go watch this. So it was either my parents, my household, we grew up in church. So it was either once you 18, you go to college and do something with yourself, or you get out of my house. Yeah. So I knew at 18, I wasn't just ready to go into the world. So I just like, let me stick to college, it's the easier way. And I could make something of myself. But like you said, sitting in that classroom, and I was like, this just not something I want to do. And I had to think about it because I spent so much money just to sit in a classroom for 3 to 6 weeks. And it's like, I had to think about it. I was like, dang, I'm going to be wasting money. But if I do this now, I'm not going to regret it later. A lot of times we do stuff and we regret it later. I don't want to have no regrets. I always wanted to I don't know. I just always wanted to be my own kind of person.
So kind of like tell us what happened after college. Once you pick up the makeup brush, did you have any idea that it would go this way? Did you doubt yourself in the process?
Yeah, I doubted myself 9 times out of 10. I still doubt myself a lot, because when you're doing something and you want to be the best at it, you critique yourself a lot. So it's just, I found myself critiquing every little thing. If I drew an eyebrow crooked, I critique it. Like, even now, I look at a face, and I just got through doing a whole wedding party, and I look at a face and be like, okay, I could fix this here, I could fix that here. So I personally feel you can't get better if you don't critique yourself because okay, one person might say, you're doing good at this, and the other person might point out a flaw. So if you critique yourself, you'll be able to take constructive criticism better.
Mm-hmm. So, you got some? Oh, so did you start off doing people makeup in college? Like that's when
Yeah,
you.
I started off in my dorm room charging $25 a face with lashes included.
So what did that consist of besides the lashes? Was it like eyeliner? Like you got to explain makeup.
It's just like it's like whatever they wanted because when you're starting off with something, you got to start off to see where you can go. So I started off at $25 a face. Anything that they wanted, I gave it to them. And then when I realized I was getting better and better, then I was like, okay, let me up my prices because I'm paying a lot of money for makeup, and only getting a $25 profit. So let me bump my prices up. So once I brought my prices up, I was kind of scared I was going to lose my clientele. But when you do good and your work speaks for yourself, then you have people that'll follow you.
So explain. I know when you're doing makeup, what like goes into it? Are you like, do you go based off of the certain color they is when you put it on them, or like?
Well, of course, I don't want nobody to be looking white and they black. So I don't know. I got a good eye for the color. So I can look at somebody and tell them, okay, go get this color or this your color, or this will compliment your skin, that won't compliment your skin. So I got a pretty good eye for it,
Okay, and so the makeup and the lashes. Okay, I know you say you started at 25, but I don't know much about the lashes and everything, but I'm pretty sure the lashes itself is just like a lot more money,
A
right?
lot more money, yeah.
Okay, so it's okay. Speaking on the entrepreneur, you're speaking on the makeup, and basically how you started. Were there any? Was there? Okay, you say you had doubt, but why? Why was there ever any doubt if you knew you was good at it?
I think the doubt came in from growing up, so growing up, like I told you, I seen who I wanted to be and who I didn't want to be. So I guess it was just a lot of trauma in my head. So that created the doubt. And it was just like, oh, I just can't be like them, or I can't be like this person, or I gotta want better for myself. So if I felt like I wasn't going hard enough, I would doubt myself. And I think every entrepreneur goes through that. Like when you feel like you can go harder, you doubt yourself. But it just depends on what kind of mindset you got. Cause you could doubt yourself and still execute whatever you're doing. So it's just like I guess it kind of depends on your mindset.
And what is your mindset? What was your mindset
Where my mindset is now, or
when you was trained? Like when you started? Because I like when you say trauma, are you saying that people saying that like they doubting you, saying no, Kira, like you can't do that, or you'll never be good at that, or was it something like personal issues between your family and stuff like that?
it was a little bit of both because when you got good news and you're excited to share it with other people, a lot of people don't have the same passion. So it was like I had these two friends and it was like, they always supportive, but it was like, okay, they'll say something that made me look at them like, okay, dang, why would you say that? That kind of doubted me a little bit.
Yeah,
But
discouraged you.
yeah, so it was like it came from friends, from family, and I don't think it was intentional, but it made me realize, okay, everybody's not going to have the same drive as you. So when people say stuff like that, it shouldn't offend you. It should push you harder. So it's like now if people say something to me, I'll be like, thank you for how you feel about that, and I just keep on pushing because a lot of people won't be happy for you and they'll pretend to be your friend and they're really not your friend. So they'll say slick comments like that and it kind of discourage you off. And then following back to the doubt, I would say doubt came, like I said, from growing up, just seeing who I didn't want to be and seeing who I did want to be.
So does that doubt? What motivates you? What keeps you going?
I would say what motivates me is my little cousins. Like you said, your nieces and your nephews. I have a lot of little cousins growing up after me, my little sister, my little brother. So And then, like I told you, for my future kids, I want them to be able to say, "Oh, my sister left me something," or "My mom left me something," or "My cousin left me something," or "She's somebody I can look up to because she went through the same thing." So I want them to always come to me, "Okay, how do I handle this? You handle that," or "You're here, and I know you started there." Like, I want to be able to be that route because I didn't have that growing up. All I had was trial and error. So it's like doing trial and error. You you really by yourself. You ain't really got nobody in your corner. Yes, I had a mom, I had a dad, I had a grandma, I had a granddaddy, but they're like everybody's life was different. So it's just like I couldn't turn to them when me knowing my life is going a whole different way. So I was kind of in the dark by myself. So I pushed so hard because I want my cousins, my sister, my brothers, somebody to, when they come to me, "Oh, I know Kira go tell me what's best," or "I know Kira go tell me from experience."
So after college, you started doing makeup. Did you move back down here to Winter Haven?
I actually moved back down to Tampa. I was staying in Tampa for a few months. And then after I left Tampa, I had went to Louisiana.
So when did people really like start recognizing you, your work?
I would say when I started off in college. So, I had a lot of Facebook friends that was still in Polk.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of he say, okay, sharing and stuff like that. So I was getting out there while I was in college. So when I came back, it just business picked up like that. So it was like when I went to Louisiana, it was like I went for personal reasons. So I kind of had to start off like fresh, not knowing nobody really, and only knowing family. So it was like I had to build my clientele all the way back up
So you basically left everything that you had down here and went
and
straight to
started
Louisiana.
all over.
So what's in Louisiana besides family? What's so different from Polk?
I mean, like I said, I was going through something and I felt like the best time to be around my family was then. So I really went for my family. And then, the atmosphere of being around your family is different. I got my family out here that's always in church and always, which is nothing wrong with that. But sometimes life get real. So I had to go to the family that, when life get real, they buckle down and they do what they got to do. And I have these cousins that when I went back down there, they showed me a lot of different things. And it's like way different from growing up here. Here, not saying it's wrong.
Elaborate on it. Different things like what?
Like different things like, okay, here, something go wrong, pray on it. Always pray on it. But it's like, some things take action. You can't just pray. Like the Bible say, faith without works is dead. You can't just always just pray on something, not put the work behind it. So my family over here taught me how to put the work behind it. And I was like, it's different. That's the balance you need. So I think that's what kind of helped me get through just moving.
So with Louisiana, was building your clientele up there. Did your cousins like put you on people, or was it kind of like the same work ethic you had down here?
My work ethic was I bumped it up probably like 100 times because I knew I had to work harder.
Mhm.
Because okay, I was coming out there, people vaguely remembering me, so I knew I had a point to prove. So I had to work harder. And of course, my cousins, anytime somebody said something, they were tagging me on Facebook, word to mouth. So it was like they were my biggest supporters too.
So I know you just don't do makeup. What else do you do?
I do waxing, I do facials, and I also do like extractions from the skin. Like say if you got a black hair or something, or you got ingrown hair, stuff like that.
So when you move to Louisiana, I know things end up, like you said, flooding and stuff like that. What
hmm
was going through your mind then?
What was going through my mind? I would have to say that I felt defeated because I felt like I moved from one state to another, made a completely like 360, and then everything just crashed down in a blink of an eye. So it's like it was nothing I couldn't control, but I still felt defeated because I felt like, okay, that's why I had to have a sit down talk. Okay, God, like what's really going on?
Mhm.
Like, okay, I moved from one place, you're bringing me right back to another place. So tell me like what's going on. And a lot of times you got to have that sit down talk because it was like for the first week or two I was just like, wow, like all I could say was like, wow, because it's one thing like for y'all seen it, but for me to live it, it was just like,
Yeah.
wow. Like
Yeah.
I can
like
imagine.
all you can say is wow. So it's like coming back to an apartment with the roof caved in and coming back with all my makeup stuff flooded.
Flooded.
Like I had to start all over, and that was like $600-700 worth of makeup. So it's just like I had to start all over, like completely over. So what was going through my mind was mostly I felt defeated. Like that's what I felt. I could say that word fits it perfectly. Defeated.
So do you think and up there and changing your environment was kind of beneficial to your business?
Definitely because it taught me a lot of new things about myself and about my business. You know, going out there, I ran into people that can help me with my business and use it for coming down here. So it's like I still get a lot of clientele up there. Like I'll fly from here to Louisiana the next day if
Mm.
somebody say they need a wedding done. So it's like I specialize in weddings, so I get flew out a lot for a wedding.
So what is that? Are you doing like the whole bridal shower when you're doing the
The whole
wedding?
bridal party and the bride and the little flower girls. So it'd be like a party of 20 people.
So how much you be charging? I'm curious.
It depends. Like I'm not like I don't try to get over on people here, but you gonna pay for the service that you receive. So if it's like a bridal party of 10 or more, I charge the bridesmaids like $75. So if you give me like if the bride give me a party of 10 or more, your makeup for free. You didn't give me 10 plus clients, it's not that bad.
So I know when you're doing the makeup, are you like charging people for the time it takes to do their face, or are you basing it off what you're paying for the makeup? As your
I
prices?
I base it off of a look. So say if somebody wants to, just natural makeup, I'll charge them like 65, if I'm in a wedding because a wedding takes all day. Normally for natural beauty, I'll charge like 55 and up, but a wedding takes all day. So I don't have no time for no other clients. I'm catering to you. So what's paid for is the look, the time, and, me being there all day.
Okay,
So
and
go ahead.
everything you're doing, you said you do the makeup and the waxing and everything is it you went to school for everything or you
I wouldn't say I went to school for everything because I didn't, but I did go to school for waxing because that's people's skin, I
right?
wanted to be on the safe side.
Go to school for waxing?
Like
Yeah, I know. See, I know you
esthetician,
go to
like
school for waxing, but
Oh, okay.
makeup that you don't got to go like no beauty school to get licensed as
I
a professional
mean,
makeup artist or anything.
when you do esthetician, they kind of teach you about all of that. But it's like they don't teach you everything. Like really what you know about being an esthetician, like as far as waxing, you teach yourself because they'll teach you the basics, but they're not going to teach you, okay, put baby powder on somebody before so that the pain can be less. They're not going to teach you that. They're just going to teach you put the wax on and which way to pull. Like a lot of stuff you got to learn by trial and error.
And but I can imagine the pain of being waxed. Like you ever waxed a dude before?
Yes, I have. He cried like a
I
baby.
see. I was gonna say, bro. I probably cry. Oh, you making that face, bro? I probably cry too, bro. I probably cry too. But so do you have everything is done at a shop? You own the shop? Do you work? Got a booth in somebody's shop, or how you doing everything?
Well, in Louisiana, I was working at my home. I had 2 bedrooms. So one of the rooms I had like set up just for, my business. That was it. Out here I have a room, just same thing, like set up for my business. In Louisiana, I will actually put down on a building, and I put down on the building like 3 weeks before the hurricane hit, and the whole roof of the building caved in. So he had to give me my money back. I had to get refunds from decorators, that I was doing. I had a whole little plan that I was going on with. So that's why I say I use the word defeated when everything just happened.
So you reached a new level. That was a new level. That's so you was coming out of their house and you was getting ready to basically have a grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
They say, man, new levels bring new devils, bro. But so again, you said you felt defeated, but yet you didn't give up. Granted, you said basically reason was because you wanted to be who you didn't want to be, and you had a cousin or whatnot. But you felt defeated, like technically, mentally, like you already lost. Like
Yes, and that's what I had to tell myself. Like because I felt defeated, like what helped me feel undefeated is because I had that thought in my head. I was like, dang, I feel defeated. So I basically already I already lost. But I had to think about it. I didn't want to go through life feeling defeated just because one little thing happened. I wanted to go through life like, okay, this happened, shake off, shake back, get back to it. So I had to keep that mindset. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when things happen like that, stuff that you can't control, it does make you feel defeated. But like I said, it all depends on your mindset. You gotta have the mindset strong enough to get like, take yourself out of that place of feeling defeated and put your place into feeling like, okay, it happened. I can't change what happened. All I could do is go forward.
And it's so crazy. She called me. She called me. She called me and she was like, it was a hurricane, right?
Mhm.
So the hurricane had messed up Louisiana, and she called me and she was like, "I'm back down here, but I don't want to be down here." And I explain this to him all the time. I love Poke. It's fun down here, but it's just not a lot of opportunities down here.
Mhm.
And I just feel like if you're doing something positive, anybody that want to support you shouldn't hesitate, whether it's $20 or $30 or whatever like that,
Exactly.
because I guarantee if it was something negative to invest in or for them to give their money to,
Mhm.
they'll do it with these. And I have it bothers me. It really bothers me to know that it's just like negativity outweighs positivity. And you can literally get rich from doing something so crazy, and then they never highlight the people that's actually doing
Working hard.
yeah, like working hard and stuff like that. So it's I don't know, it's crazy. So now that you back down here, are you trying to get back to Louisiana?
I wouldn't say Louisiana because my goal was always Georgia. Like, it's a lot of opportunities, especially for young Black entrepreneurs. It's a lot of opportunities in Atlanta. And there's a lot of competition too. But, if you go in with your head strong, God got you. So, being here, no. But I have to keep in my mind, okay, God, you brought me back here for a reason. Because if you didn't, I would still be up there and doing what I'm doing. So right now it's just like, okay, I'm here. Let me refocus all over again and keep pushing into my greater goal.
So you still do want to move, right?
Yeah.
So what are you looking for as far as moving? Like what are you looking for in the city? Like are you looking just for how can I put this?
Like you just looking for like a new start over, or is it like I guess what you trying to ask? What you mean like looking for in the city, like sky
Because
views, like
yeah, like what are you looking for when you moving? Because again, if you're not gonna move away to Delaware or
Yeah.
somewhere like that, so it's something in Atlanta that people move to Atlanta for. So like, is there something?
okay, you said opportunities. What opportunities may appeal to a makeup artist like yourself?
Okay, so let me break it into two. So
Okay.
what you were saying, going into Atlanta, it's not it's the mindset. When you have a mindset to want better, you look for where better is. And it's like, okay, like you said, Polk County fun and all, but you're not finna get no waking up in the morning looking at buku towers and like
You
you're
got
not
nothing to motivate
yeah,
you
you
here.
don't have nothing to motivate you here.
Yeah, I feel you.
And it's like, yeah, you never forget where you started, but you don't never just stay in one place, especially if your plan is to be greater. So what motivates me is I always been the type of person where I always liked it better. So I will always work harder for what I wanted because I know I liked it.
So you bougie. Hey, what that's bougie, ain't it?
It's
How is that
not
bougie?
That's what
bougie.
that's what they say. That's what they say. 'Cause that's what people say to me. That's what
It's
people tell
not
me.
bougie. It's just when you want it and you can afford it and you work hard for it, you can have it.
Yeah.
That's just what it
I
is.
feel like people that call it
Yeah.
bougie small minded.
No, I was just saying that because other people tell me, be like, okay, I like nice things. I just
Mhm.
I just get it because I like it.
That's
People
how I
just
am.
say what they
Like
say.
if that's just the mindset I always have. If I want it, I'm gonna just go and get it. If I gotta work extra long hours, I'm gonna just go ahead and get it.
What was the question you asked? What was appealing to?
Oh, for Georgia, you said why Georgia specifically? You was like, oh, a lot of opportunities for young Black entrepreneurs or young
Um,
entrepreneurs. But I was saying for makeup artists, like what can you see? Okay, matter of fact, Georgia, what is your goal in Georgia?
okay, my
What is the
goal in
goal?
Georgia is okay, so I always had to go moving out there, but never just moving out there and just, oh, I'm in Georgia. That's where the goal stop. No,
Mm.
because you got to push harder because now you have more competition. Like, Polk County is a small city. So it's like, well, a small county. So it's like now I'm going to Georgia. It's like, okay, I got 10 times more competition, 10 times more people looking me in my face, someone to see me fail, someone to see if I'm going to push on. So it's like I have more work to do when I get there. So when I get there, it's not just, oh, I'm in Georgia, or I'm looking at sky views, or I'm just here because, I wanted to be here. No, I'm here to prove a point. I'm here to make sure my business is where I want it to be.
So let's just say you do move out there. Would you venture off into other things besides makeup?
Of course.
Because I see, I was just on TikTok and I seen a girl. She actually lives in Orlando and she put eyelashes in a vending machine.
Mm.
Or she put her own product in the vending machine, whether it was like makeup. And I've also seen girls put like hair they sell in the vending machine. Is that something that you venture off into?
Oh, of course. I've always like seen the vending machines. I was like, I want to make my own products. I don't want to just always be using like Ulta beauty products. I want to make my own products. And my goal, like my personal goal, is to get like to make products and have them sell nationwide. That's my goal. And I know it may be, oh, your goal too big for you.
Nervous.
Yeah, some people think like that, but for me, my goal.
So we got Zakira Cosmetics coming about what? About 5 years?
Give me,
Five.
I ain't gonna say 5. give me about 5, 6.
About 5, 6. Okay.
But
But today
I'm
is-
not gonna never, shorthand God. So whatever God, it could be the next 2 years. Whatever He want me to do.
Got me want to do makeup.
Hey, I got
You make a lot of
we could
money.
bring some beauty. I got a beauty. Well, I haven't. I've been postponing it, but I got I actually show hair. I sell bundles and I do.
You sell bundles for real?
I sell
You
bundles
sell
and
it
stuff.
and I put it on.
But yeah, so I'm
I put
actually
it
just
on.
waiting. I need to find the website developer because I don't want to do it. Like you feel I bought the store, but it's like I don't know nothing about it. But I
Wait,
know
so
what
you
it
really
sells.
sell bundles?
I sell bundles. I could pull up website right now. I got a website. But yeah, like I just put it on pause because it's like it's a lot that you got to do to it. So I need a website developer. I need somebody that knows about hair. I can just be like, here, pay you this, da da da, or discount on da da da.
See, but a lot of times you're not gonna have those people because so
I
it's
want to
like
be a boss, not an employee. Like I rather pay
And
people.
that brings me to my question: do you want to? When I say, okay, so I know you want to expand. Are you looking for people to work for you so you don't necessarily have to always be, behind the chair?
Of course, I want people whenever God takes me there, I want them to have the same vision that I have. So it's like, I'm never going to ask you to put off your lively duties, but I want you to have the same vision. So when that time comes, I do plan on having people that I can trust, okay, take care of the money part. You take care of the shipping. You take care of, okay, what labels go where. I do want people, but people I can only entrust,
So do you want to just build an empire for Cure Cosmetics, or you want to actually build entrepreneurs that they work for you? You said have the same vision as you, or you just
like
want them to
have
have
the
a vision?
same. Okay, when I
Or
say
the drive.
yeah, the drive.
Okay.
That works better. The drive, because a lot of times, okay, you might be partner up with somebody and they might not have, okay, they're helping you, but they might have a vision of their own. And I'm never going to stop somebody, if they work for me because my vision, I'm going to make you put your vision on pause. No, I'm going to give you what I know as an entrepreneur and I'm going to let you, do what you got to do.
So what happens if you bring your business? Because what happens what happens if you run your business as producer entrepreneurs, but you want to take your business to the next level? How would you do that if you constantly have people? Well, if your motive is to, I'm gonna teach you everything I know, and then if you want to venture off, because someday you're gonna have to have employees, So
okay, explain it like.
Basically molding people for your business just for them to take what you give them to go do their own thing. Then you have to start all over. How you plan on dealing with
because
that alone.
it's hard developing their relationship with a
another
brand new
person.
person.
I understand what you're saying. So, I mean, when that comes, like I said, I can't stop somebody from, doing their own vision. But around that time, when that time do come, I don't plan on just having employees. Like I plan on having companies that'll take parts, how companies take, okay, let me take this line and let me work on this line for you. So I don't just plan on just having straight employees. I plan on having companies that, okay, let me do this for you, or let me do that for you, let me take over this for you. This everything, like when it comes to being an entrepreneur, and like I've looked into it a lot, and it's like you always going to have not just one person run the show. You're gonna have loopholes to other people that make everything come together.
Okay, so speaking on branching out and basically having other companies do different things, I'm here to tell you right now, if you ever decide to open up a hair supply, I'll be a supplier for you. I got you.
I will keep that in mind.
So what's the name of your brand?
Flawless Touch Beauty.
And how did you come up with that?
I came up with it because like I would see people, and I'm not making fun of nobody, but I would see people on Facebook.
Before somebody say that,
yeah, I would see people on Facebook, and I'll be looking at them like if they get their makeup done and their neck is totally different color from their face. So I'd be like when you get your makeup done, it's supposed to look flawless. Like you supposed to look like a totally different person, like, but your skin's supposed to match. So when I said flawless, it clicked. I was totally like, yeah, like when I said flawless, it clicked. I was like, dang, that would be good for my business. So I was like, Flawless Touch. And I was like, I added the beauty lab because I do more than makeup. I do waxes, I do facials. Like I make people come in feeling one way and go out feeling a whole different type of way.
So where do you see your business in the next 3 to 5 years?
I see my business in the next 3 to 5 years. I preferably I want my own my own little lash thing, and putting out my products, because just makeup products, doing research on makeup products, like you can't just put anything and everything on your face. So it's like, yeah, like the beauty store makeup is okay, but you go to Sephora or Ulta, you pay $40-$50 for a bottle, you're going to get that nutrition to your skin. So it's like around that time, I just want my makeup products being brought out, because it take a couple years to even just to put it out there.
And what would you tell a young person that's trying to get within the space that you in, like far as starting doing makeup and stuff like?
As far as doing makeup or just being an entrepreneur?
Just being basically doing something similar to what you're doing. What advice would you give them if they want to tap into the entrepreneur field?
I would say that it's okay to critique yourself. It's okay to have doubt. It's okay to feel like, it's okay to not feel like you're gonna like you're not gonna make it, because it be those doubts that pushes you to, okay, I am gonna make it. But always have the mindset to, I don't want to come in this world and leave with nothing, like leave nothing behind. Always leave your mark, whether you're talking to someone, whether you're explaining your business, always leave your mark. And I would say, like, never give up, and always keep people in your corner that, like, if you tell them, oh, I want to do this, and they're like, oh girl, that ain't gonna work, keep people like that, keep out your corner, because it's not about what a person says, it's about how they say it. And it's like, if you have people like that, you're never going to expand or feel like you can do it, because you have negative people in your ear. And another thing I would say is, it's okay to be alone sometimes. It's okay for you to have the only vision of your business. Like, it's okay for, okay, nobody's supporting me, but I got to do it on my own. So when that support do comes, you'll be 10 times more grateful.
Hey,
that was
start doing makeup.
That was smooth. I'm gonna do something for real.
But yeah, man, this was a good conversation, because you told me some things that I didn't even know about you. So it was a good
real quick. So as far as everything, as far as the size of the family, if we gonna speak on whatever you want to be big, and they say after when you die twice. You die once you take your last breath, and you die once they say your name for the last time. When somebody says your name for the last time, what do you want them to say about Kira? We'll talk about a legacy.
That's
Besides just the family itself, like, oh, I left this behind, da da da. What do you want the people to say about Kira?
I want them to be able to say that Kira always had a smile on her face. And I know that's plain, but there's a lot that comes behind a smile. And I could be going through the toughest time in my life, but I want them to say, no matter what, Zakira always pushed. Zakira was never a Debbie Downer. Zakira was always, she'll make the best out of a situation, you know? So when I go, hopefully, y'all remember me
We
as
already
that.
know,
Jeremy, I need you to get on my thing and tell them I was the best friend you ever had.
I got you. So tell the people where they can find you at on social media and how they can hit that book button.
You can find me on social media. You can DM me on _ Flawless Touch Beauty Lab. I'm always on there, or you could DM me on Facebook, Zakira Lene. I don't know if you have it under the thing or not, but that's 9 times out of 10. That's where you can reach me.
And do they just click the link to
Yeah,
book?
I have a link. It's called Style Seat. A lot of people use it for booking, so it's connected to my Instagram and my Facebook.
Okay, just leave one more. 2022 just started, so just leave one more words of encouragement for new entrepreneurs, just anybody out there in the world.
I would say an encouraging word would be, there are going to be times where you're not going to be able to sleep because you're working towards your goal so hard. So don't never procrastinate. Procrastination it looks small, but it's big, and it can really take over your mind. So I would say 2022, less procrastinating, more getting it done.
Procrastination looks small, but it's
That's
big.
a
That's
bar.
real.
It is.
Yeah, write that down.
That's a bar. But yeah, man, it was nice having the conversation. Again, like we tell every guest, we want to actually come in y'all space to see exactly what y'all doing and see your whole process and what you do, because it's interesting. Because I see some people that just, I don't want to talk about people, but make that change their life.
I'm pretty sure you see one
Completely
person
different
on my page, you'd be like, "Dang, Kira made her look like."
Yeah, that's what
might
I'm
as well
saying.
look
So
like.
it's crazy, man. But yeah, hey, man, y'all make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at Learn to Live 863. Again, Learn to Live 863. My personal IG is at KASPAA_.
Y'all can follow me on IG at GWI.TRE. That's GWI.Trey. Yeah.